Bakovic coming in quick, makes the incredible diving catch. My goodness, Bakovic.
Germani trying to get there, goes back, and did he make another one? Holy guacamole, what a catch there.
Get to the basket, passes it to Cortez, Cortez up, and one. That is exactly what I'm talking about.
Thanks for joining us here on a brand new season of the Roadrunner Review, the 30-minute magazine show that features MSU Denver sports and their highlights from the past month. I'm Sean Tafoya, and joining me is Celeste Zubia. And Celeste, why don't you tell the audience what we got coming up on the show?
Thanks, Sean. Yeah, so it's the first show of the new year, so we'll preview the fall sports seasons, which includes hitting the pitch for men's and women's soccer. The volleyball team has a brand new head coach, so you'll get to meet her. And we'll finish things off with some women's golf, some cross country, and an amazing comeback story for one of our men's soccer players.
Yeah, and we'll also bring you the top 5 players to watch for in this fall season. But before we get to all that, why don't we bring in Juan Arellano for some Roadrunners news. And Juan, how was your summer?
Well, my summer was pretty good. It just consisted of working, did some landscaping stuff, some roofing, but the summer is just about over, and I'm excited for this fall season to start. Let's get into some news, and we'll start with some incredible recognition that involves our student athletes off the field. The MSU Denver Athletics Department was recognized by the Division II Athletics Directors Association for outstanding academic achievement by our Roadrunners. So not only are our student athletes making names for themselves on the court or on the field, but also getting it done in the classroom as well. Now, these student athletes couldn't do what they do without the help from friends, family, fans, and of course you, the viewers. There are only so many scholarships to be handed out to those amazing student athletes. So it's up to us and you to help these young adults get everything they need to get an education and to play the sport they love. So make sure to join the Roadrunner Club, where you will not only make a donation to keep these student athletes in the classroom, but you also get 2 season passes to all MSU Denver regular home season contests.
All right, thanks, Juan. Let's get to these season previews, and we'll dive into some men's soccer, who are led by head coach Jeremy Tittle, who enters his 2nd season with the squad.
We missed the national tournament by .05 last year. We were gutted. It was a hard thing to be able to tell the team, like, that's how close we were.
Last year, the MSU Denver men's soccer team experienced heartbreak and knows just how slim the margin of error can be.
You know, it's kind of heart-dropping, just knowing that, you know, all the work we put in that last season to miss it by .5.
I mean, we think about practices that we could have just improved just that little bit.
This year, they will be led by head coach Jeremy Tittle, who got the ultimate vote of confidence from his team and institution by being named the head coach after wearing the interim tag all of last year.
I definitely feel supported, you know, administratively, the leadership of the team in general, administration of the school making the selection. You know, I'm excited.
They will also have a healthy crop of seniors like forward Josh Belfridge, last year's surprising defensive stalwart Michael Jordahl, and newly named captain of this team, Jeff Gillis. Also returning is senior midfielder Dustin Berg, who last season led the team in scoring before going down with a leg injury.
He's a huge part of our team. He kind of brings a level up. He's a great player.
Still, the team will keep its eyes on the ultimate goal.
They know how narrow that margin is, so the expectations are high. And nothing short of going to the national tournament is the expectation for us.
For the Roadrunner Review, I'm Sean Tafoya.
Thanks, Sean. The Roadrunners were picked to finish 3rd in the RMAC this season behind Colorado Mines and Colorado Mesa. 4 Roadrunners were named to all RMAC preseason team. Josh Belfridge, Dustin Berg, Jeff Gillis, and Tyler Trujillo were named to the team, and all are seniors.
And Celeste, this team looks stacked, and it looks like they are ready to take that step forward towards an RMAC championship.
You're right, Sean. You mentioned 17 players return, but arguably the most important player to connect all of them together is senior midfielder Dustin Berg. Our own Eric Lansing has more on Dustin's incredible journey back from a major injury.
And as Berg is still down here, you have to expect that this is something pretty serious.
Broke my tibia basically all the way through. It was cracked all the way through.
Junior midfielder Dustin Berg was having an all-conference season before one play took it all away.
You know, it was kind of one of those moments where, you know, you're going to have to get stuck in. And unfortunately for me, I was just a little bit late.
Those few late seconds ended his 2015 season, but as Dustin was being carted away, thoughts of never playing again crept into his mind.
I knew it was bad, but I didn't know how bad. And, you know, the first thing you're thinking about is, can I finish the game? And then once they bring out an air cast and a van, it's more of, am I going to be able to play again for the rest of the season? And then once I got onto the training table and into the hospital, it was more of, am I ever going to play again?
The men's soccer team continued on while Dustin watched from the sideline in a full leg cast. The squad played great, earning a home game in the first round of the RMAC tournament, but Dustin could only watch as bitter rival Fort Lewis put up 3 first-half goals in a 3-0 loss.
And yeah, it's hard to sit there and watch it unfold in front of your eyes. It's a little different when you're playing, but when you're watching it right in front of you, it's tough to swallow.
With the 2015 campaign in the rearview mirror, it was time for Dustin to focus on his recovery. But things weren't going as planned. Dustin was given a 6-month timetable in which he'd be able to run on his leg with no pain. Instead, it turned into 8.
The nature of the injury is it's a different one to come back from than something like an ACL where you can start moving that muscle within just a couple months and whatnot. This, I couldn't really do anything for about 4 or 5 months.
But once Dustin hit the pitch for the first time, he knew he was home.
I kind of felt like I had something taken away from me, and I really didn't know if I was going to play again. And to be able to step out there and, juggle a ball or, just pass with a teammate was something I didn't do for 8 months. It really brings it back everything that you love about soccer.
The senior is 100% recovered and ready for the 2016 season. His journey back is one no athlete ever wishes to go on, but for Dustin, it's a journey he'll learn from and never forget.
We're just getting started here on the Roadrunner Review as we preview the fall sports season in 2016. But coming up next, the volleyball team looks to punch their 17th straight ticket to the NCAA postseason.
Hi, I'm Congresswoman Diana DeGette. Every day, I see the impact that MSU Denver has on our region, and education within reach can truly transform a life. Congratulations on 50 years of commitment to diversity and inclusion, and may you have many, many more.
Since 1909, the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference has been a leader in collegiate athletics, with campuses in some of the most scenic areas in the United States. Now in Salt Lake City, Utah and Rapid City, South Dakota. The Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, competition elevated.
Welcome back to the Roadrunner Review, and now let's get you hyped for some MSU Denver volleyball. We'll send it over to Celeste, who has the full season preview, and Celeste, there's a little change at the top that will give the team a new look in 2016.
You're absolutely right, Sean. Debbie Hendricks, who spent 16 seasons on the sideline for the volleyball squad, retired after 2015. The program now brings in Jenny Glenn, who spent the last 8 years at Division I Northern Colorado. The upcoming volleyball season should be nothing new from what we've seen the past couple of years. We will see similar faces like the dynamic duo of Asadi Fiatoa, Michaela Smith, and RMAC preseason setter of the year, Brandy Tour. The only thing you can expect this season is a new coach. Jenny Glenn has spent the last 8 years coaching Division I volleyball for Northern Colorado. She is now taking the spot of Debbie Hendricks, who was the MSU Denver volleyball coach for 17 seasons.
It's a great program. I think it's a great opportunity. The program's supported well. Colorado volleyball is strong. The program has done well with obviously 16 straight NCAA tournaments. So it was a great fit for me, all the little things that I was looking for in the next move in my career.
A new coach brings new assets to the team, and with that comes adaptation. Fiatoa and Smith didn't seem to have too much of a problem with it either.
With a new coach, it's really good with change for us, because with change comes growth, and we've already been seeing a lot of growth within a lot of our girls coming out of their shells and really competing well.
We are really happy with it, and it's going really well, and it's a good fit because she's here and she knows us as players, but she also knows she can push us. So even as a fifth-year senior, I'm still growing every single day, and I still have so much more room to work with, and she's doing a really good job pulling that out of each of us.
And practices only seem to get tougher for a team that was picked to finish third in the RMAC, but Tor is just excited to get things rolling.
The RMAC's looking pretty tough, so I'm just excited to see what the season pans out to be. Every year you just hope to be your best year. You know, you hope to get better every single year and just keep going for it, keep getting further in that NCAA tournament every year. And it's a little bit different, it being your last season, but I'm just really excited and ready to give it all I have.
For the Roadrunner review, I'm Celeste Zubia.
Thanks, Celeste. Coach Glenn's squad is picked to finish third in the RMAC this year, behind Colorado Mesa and behind the defending regular season and tournament champions in Colorado Mines. The preseason all-conference team was also announced. Vasati Fiatoa, Michaela Smith, Ryan Herdeman, and Brandy Torr were all named to the squad. Now, one of those players that Coach Glenn will rely heavily upon is, of course, Brandy Torr.
The preseason setter of the year seems like quite the type with that intense look during a game, but our boy Sean here actually broke her out of her shell in this month's player profile.
Welcome to another edition of Player Profiles here on the Metro State Broadcast Network. I'm Sean Tafoya, and we are hanging out with senior setter Brandy Torr. Brandy, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
All right, so first off and foremost, you're entering your senior season. How fast has the journey gone here for you at MSU Denver?
Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you how fast it's gone. I don't even remember the last 3 years. It's gone by so fast, it's all a blur, but I'm really excited to have my last season.
All right, so when you were just graduating high school, coming in, what made you want to come to MSU Denver and play volleyball and go to school here in the Mile High City?
Oh man, so many things. I love Denver. I love the area here. Coach Hendricks coming in was really exciting to have as my coach. The girls here were awesome and great. They made you feel really welcome. And, you know, playing competitive volleyball, we make it to the NCAA mostly every year. Hopefully, again, we can do it this year, but it's really fun to play competitive volleyball as well.
All right, so it says on your profile page at roadrunnersathletics.com that you're a major in human performance and sport. There's a lot you can do with that, but what path are you trying to focus on after graduation in the spring?
Good question. That took me a long time to figure out, not going to lie, but I think I'm actually going to go on to do my master's in acupuncture.
All right, it takes us all a long time to figure out what we want to do. So, all right, so you have two sisters, Carly and Brittany. Okay, are they older or are they younger?
I am the youngest one. Yep, they're older.
Okay, and out of all of them, who has the most athletic talent in your sibling tree?
Oh man, we all have our different talents. I don't want to hurt any feelings, so I'm not going to say anything about that.
All right, we'll leave it at that then. So, it's a big game. You guys are playing Mines for the RMAC Championship. We want to know what Brandy Torr is listening to before the game, on her way to the court.
Oh, that's easy. Red Hot Chili Peppers, definitely.
Any particular song by the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
I like Snow.
I got your hey, oh. Now listen what I say, oh.
Would you mind singing some Red Hot Chili Peppers for us today?
Oh, whew. I don't ever want to feel like I did that day.
It's good. It's good. I like it. All right. So that's going to do it here on this edition of Player Profiles. If you want to find out more about Brandy and the rest of the volleyball team, go to roadrunnersathletics.com, and we'll see you next time on the Metro State Broadcast Network. And remember, you can check out roadrunnersathletics.com for more player profiles where we get to know more about our student athletes away from the court or the field. We preview the women's soccer season up next on the Roadrunner Review.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you.
So glad you're back with us here on the Roadrunner Review. We head back to the pitch where we get you geared up for the women's soccer season. We've talked about interim head coaches and brand new head coaches, but Adrienne Peets returns for her 9th season to lead the red and blue.
Yeah, and we know that last year Coach Peets had her first child during the 2015 season, so I'm sure she's really going to give her full attention to this year's team. Our own Juan Arellano has the full story on this women's soccer team.
Thanks, guys. The women's soccer team had a solid 2015 season where they pulled off a big upset against Regis in the first round of the RMAC tournament on the Rangers' home field. But the season would end prematurely as their 8-7-5 record wasn't good enough to earn them a trip to the NCAA tournament, the first time they missed out on the big dance in 14 years. But 2016 is a brand new year for the Roadrunners, and they are motivated to get back to the NCAA tournament this season.
Say the same phrase I say every year. It doesn't matter where you start, it matters where you finish.
In 2015, the Roadrunners finished 5th in the RMAC with a record of 8-7-5. Although ranked 4th in the preseason RMAC poll, the Roadrunners are very excited for the upcoming season.
It's my 5th year, so it's been a whole build-up. This is my last season. I want to give it my all, so I'm super excited to be out on the field.
I'm super excited. We've got a lot of new girls out there, and they're showing a lot of good talent, and hopefully we can prove ourselves this season.
Excited for that line. I'm excited for the midfield, excited for the forward, excited for the goalkeeper. So excited for it all at this point.
With 10 new additions to the team, the leadership will have to come from the 3 seniors as well as returners like Raina Banks, who was named the RMAC Freshman of the Year in 2015.
For the upperclassmen, it's really important for us to set standards and make sure people are following up with their roles.
I think that just leading by example is a major thing, especially in this program, because Adrian makes a point to say, it doesn't matter if you're a freshman, if you're a senior, it doesn't matter what age you are, as long as you're going to go out there, play consistent, show that you want to win.
After missing part of last season due to her pregnancy, Coach Peets has a different outlook on coaching.
I feel like that it's a new beginning. Last year it was a little difficult. I would say difficult, but we had a lot of things going on, and I think I got a new perspective and a new outlook of coaching because I had to step away for a little.
She cares about us individually, not only on the soccer field, but in our personal lives.
Because she had the baby, she has that motherly sense to her now. So that's what I mean when I said that she's seeing a lot more.
Last season, the Roadrunners failed to make it to the NCAA tournament for the first time in 14 years. One of the main goals for this season is to make it back to the big dance.
I think it's definitely probably one of all of our goals to make it to the NCAA, because that's an expectation for this program.
It's huge for us. I feel like last year was definitely a huge loss for us. It was weird not going to tournament. It was weird being done so early.
I think we're looking really good, so I think we're gonna make it.
For the Roadrunner Review, I'm Juan Arellano. Coach Pete's squad was picked to finish 4th in the RMAC preseason polls. Defending tournament champions Colorado Mines is picked to finish 1st. The RMAC All-Conference preseason team features 2 Roadrunners. Sophomore forward Raina Banks, the reigning Freshman of the Year in the RMAC, was named to the team after scoring 6 goals in 2015. Joining her is junior midfielder Elise Bonnard, who had a stellar sophomore year and looks to be a veteran piece to a squad that features 10 new players. Don't forget, you can watch Coach Peets and her squad all season long on Stretch Internet. Just go to roadrunnerathletics.com, find the game you're looking for, click on the live video tab, and you'll catch all the great goals, great saves, and hopefully a run back to the big dance of the NCAA tournament. Time for a break, but we have plenty to come on the Roadrunner Review.
Belfridge trying to make some move. Belfridge left side kick, and that one's going to find the back of the net. Belfridge breaks through the barrier.
Brought to you by your #1 volume Nissan dealer, Tynan's Nissan. Come in today and choose from nearly 1,200 new Nissans. Get 0% for 72 months with no payments for 90 days. During the Bottom Line event, lease the new Altima for only $149 per month. Gives you both efficiency and performance. Looking for an SUV? Then choose the all-wheel drive Rogue at just $159 per month. Also available with optional 3rd row seats. Bottom Line savings at Tynan's Nissan in Aurora and Fort Collins.
The Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference is committed to sportsmanship.
We take pride in the conduct of our student athletes and coaches.
And ask that everyone, coaches, athletes, and spectators, treat opponents and officials with respect.
We encourage you to cheer for your favorite team.
Unruly, threatening, or obscene behavior will not be condoned.
Thank you for your cooperation and support.
Welcome back, and our golf team is just entering their 3rd season in the RMAC, but they've already showed their dominance in the sport, having won back-to-back RMAC tournament championships.
And the reigning head coach of the year in the RMAC is Ben Porty, and he has done incredible things with this program in such a short time. He'll have another great team this year, which is led by the RMAC's Women's Golfer of the Year, Allie Johnston.
Back-to-back conference champions in 3 years of this program. What does that mean to you as a head coach, and what do you think's kind of been the main component for so much success?
Well, it's obviously been great, but it's in the past now. We have a new group of girls. I have 7 girls on the team now, and 4 of them are new. So it's nice to have Allie, Lindsay, and Sabrina around from the last few years, but with it being a new year, new group of girls, we'll see how this this year plays out, but I'd like to build on that. Obviously, you want to win and be peaking during our conference tournament, but the next step would be getting a team to the postseason, the NCAA regionals. Allie and Cha-Cha played as individuals last year at regionals and represented us great, but our next goal would be getting our whole team to regionals.
Talk about Allie being last year's player of the year in the conference, this year preseason conference player of the year. What makes her so good?
Allie works hard too. After today, she'll go right to the golf course and get some practice in. She really works hard on the golf course. She's a great student, so she's very organized, and I never have to worry about her from that perspective. And I look forward to having a good senior year out of her.
What are some of the things that you preach to your new kids, or the new faces on this team, about playing the Roadrunner way, per se?
Well, it's this school is a little bit different. They come in maybe a little bit grittier, a little bit more being individuals. I expect them to kind of bring their personalities with that. It helps with golf. They don't just get practice in from our team practice. They're working hard in the summers. They're working hard on their own. And I expect them to kind of keep doing the same. I have great leaders on the team that kind of push the younger ones along, and I've already seen that. So I expect them to keep doing that. It's our leaders stepping up and helping groom the younger girls. With the 4 new ones, it's going to see how they interact with the whole team dynamic and change. College is a big change, and so that will make us successful or not. How those leaders groom those younger student athletes.
I mean, I think Coach has been huge. Like, he really pushes us, he motivates us, and he doesn't put too much pressure on us where we're like, we still love golf. And like, we finish and we're like, yeah, we still want to play golf, we still want to do great. And I think that's been huge. And then all the girls push each other, and I think it's just been the team and Coach and everything.
Last year's RMAC Player of the Year, this year preseason RMAC Player of the Year. What does that mean to you? When you saw that, what are some things that went through your head?
I laughed. I was a little shocked the RMAC Player of the Year last year, and I mean, it made sense. I just didn't really pay much attention to it. And then this year I was really excited. It was something to push me forward and keep working hard and try to do my best again. He doesn't get angry. It's more like you want to do good for him because it's fun seeing Coach smile. And at the same time, it's like he keeps it fun. He keeps it a little more relaxed while at the same time being like, we want to win. And it's a good combination.
Yeah, and with Johnson and Will Hoyt last year, they had that 1-2 punch on their team, but Will Hoyt leaving, it's all up to Johnston. But she had a great year last year. Hopefully, you can have an even better year this year.
Yeah, not only that, we're getting a new batch of players, and I'm sure Coach Ben is going to make them stellar for the RMAC championship.
Absolutely, and it should be another exciting season for the golf team. And of course, you can follow Allie and Coach Porty at roadrunnersathletics.com. 4 segments down, 1 to go, and we'll talk cross country, and we'll feature some amazing athletes that you should put on your radar for the 2016 fall season. We're coming right back. Final leg here on the Roadrunner Review, and we have one more sports preview, and that's our cross-country team. Head coach Nick Moss begins his 4th year with the Roadrunners, and he joined the Coach's Corner show earlier this month to talk about the upcoming season.
That's right, Sean, and the audience may be wondering, what in the world is the Coach's Corner show? Well, it's a weekly live show that airs on roadrunnersathletics.com, where Met Radio interviews our coaches and athletes that are in season. It takes place in the Tivoli Tap House every Monday at 5:30, and here's a quick snippet from the August 29th show.
Both teams are picked to finish 8th in the RMAC this season, and they are led by head coach Nick Moss, who now joins the show. Coach, you're entering your 4th season with MSU Denver. Again, thanks for coming out tonight. How you doing?
Good.
Doing well. All right, great. Let's get right into it, Coach. On the men's side, you bring back a ton of experience, including seniors Jason Carey, Chris Davis, and junior Brandon Craig. Who are your leaders, and how has this men's team kind of looked so far throughout the offseason?
Yeah, definitely those guys that you talked about, that you mentioned. Brandon Croggy, he's one of our top guys, had a great summer of training. Jason Carey is going to be redshirting this year, so we're going to miss him and his leadership, but he's still going to be out there in practices with the guys. And then Chris Davis has been a part of 2 of our national qualifying teams and 2 of our best teams that we've ever had. So those 3 guys definitely are going to be major contributors, along with Christian Culpepper, who's going into his junior year.
Now it's time for top plays, and we'll feature the 5 top players you need to watch out for this fall. And of course, the top plays are brought to you by the Regency. Player number 5 is Brandon Croggy from the cross-country team. The junior was named All-MAC's All-Conference preseason team. Croggy was a second-team All-Conference player in 2014, but only ran 1 race in 2015 after suffering a stress fracture that derailed his season. So you'll know he'll be ready to show the conference that he's back and better than ever this season.
The 4th player to watch for in the fall is senior defender Lexi Marr from the women's soccer team. We know Raina Banks is getting a lot of love after winning RMAC Freshman of the Year, but Marr will lead an experienced defensive backline that should give opposing teams fits all season long. The Longmont native played in 1,590 minutes in 2015 and has the height and the length to keep the Roadrunner defense on lockdown.
We felt that Josh Belfridge will be the reason his team gets back to the NCAA tournament. Last season, the senior picked up the scoring after Dustin Berg went down with a leg injury, and did so despite playing out of position. But with Dustin Berg back and Jeff Gillis playing opposite him in the forward position, it could be Belfridge who raises that RMAC Player of the Year trophy once it's all said and done.
You know you're good when the RMAC picks you as their 2015 Player of the Year, and then in 2016, they name you their preseason Player of the Year. Allie Johnson from the golf team comes in as our 2nd player to keep an eye on for the fall season. The senior was a big part of the team's 2015 run at the RMAC Championship, where she shot the best score of Day 2, shooting a 1 under 71. She would go on and qualify for the Division II regional tournament along with teammate Cha-Cha Wilhoit. Yeah, she's pretty good.
And the top player that everyone should watch out for in the fall is Michaela Smith from the volleyball team. It will be the leadership from the 5-year senior that will carry this team deep into the playoffs. Smith was named to the All-RMAC preseason team. She earned 2nd team All-RMAC honors after the 2015 season. Expect another spectacular season from the Littleton native. Those were the top players to keep an eye out for the fall season. And of course, the top plays are brought to you by the Regency.
Thanks for tuning in to the first Roadrunner review of the new season. Remember, you can keep up with MSU Denver sports at roadrunnersathletics.com all season long.
For Celeste, Zubia, Juan Arellano, Eric Lansing, and the rest of the Roadrunner review crew, I'm Tafoya, and we'll see you next month for more high-flying Roadrunner action.